Hi there, this is Robinson with my weekly unscripted podcast with someone else that knows and plays basketball. This right here we have Adam Ferrara, who's one of my friends. Today we'll be talking about the Celtics, versus the Thunder. So, you see the game last night?
I did. It was rough.
Yeah, well, the Celtics shot 26% from three-point range. What do you think of that?
I mean, they've been just completely off from three recently. I mean, they were 25% against the Pacers last night, night before the Thunder, and then against the Thunder they shoot 26. Like they're trying to live and die by the three. It's just not working out for them. So they're not going to stay in many games like that.
That is very true. In the other games that they play, the ones that they win, they usually make a very good amount of threes from the three-point range and everything.
Yeah.
But this game they shot 26.3, going 5 of 19, while the Thunder went 41.4%, going 12 for 29. Can you tell us something about that? The scoring dynamic between Russell Westbrook and KD, how do they?
Well, I mean, KD and Westbrook's one of the best duos in the whole league. I mean, Westbrook, if not for Curry this year, would probably be my pick for MVP. He's playing absolutely incredibly. And Durant, it just seems like he has some games where he'll just shoot anything and it goes in. Mm-hmm. And I mean, they're a very good team from three. Durant and Westbrook are both very, very good shooters for scorers in the league. And on the Celtics, they're just not a three-point shooting team. They have people who can shoot like Bradley and Isaiah, but if they get cold, then it's just not their night. And they get cold quite a bit. They're best when they're a slashing team. They play good defense, dominate the glass. It's hard for them to keep up with teams like the Thunder who just constantly shoot.
Mm-hmm. Well, Westbrook and Durant combined for a total of 52 points last night, and that really hurt the Celtics. On the Celtics, Isaiah Thomas had a good game, 29 points, but he had a really good game, 11 of 19, 3 of 4 from 3. That's very good, but he needed more people to chip in.
I mean, Marcus Smart shot 1 for 10 or something.
Yeah, Smart shot 1 for 10, going 0 for 4 from 3,
and then 2 points. Previous game against the Pacers, 1 for 8 from 3, so they need better guard play from him or Bradley. I mean, they need to pick it up.
So, Marcus Smart, rookie. What do you think? Like, not a rookie, but maybe like second-year player. So,
I think he's a good player, but he definitely needs to work on his shot. I mean, he's one of the greatest hustle players I've seen in recent memory on the Celtics. I mean, him and Bradley, both great perimeter defenders. Yep. And Bradley, I think, is a little better. He's a more refined shooter. But Smart's still young. I think he has room to grow. But with the amount of shots that he's taking, I think he has to be able to make some of them. And if he's not, then pass the ball up to someone else.
Yes, that's true. And what about the Celtics bigs? What do you think? Olynyk going 1 for 7. That's how we really want. Sullinger 6 for 12. I mean, that's decent, but he should be making more around the rim.
Well, the Celtics bigs, Olynyk was coming off an injury, so I mean, I guess he cut him some slack, but I mean, 1 for 7, I think you said that's just not good for a big. I mean, the Celtics bigs are very, very different. You think of bigs in the league, you think people like Dwight Howard, DeAndre Jordan, DeMarcus Cousins. They're very paint centralized players, where our bigs, stretch the floor. Sullinger, Olynyk shoot a lot of threes for bigs. Zeller takes a lot of mid-range. Jerebko, you consider a big, he's kind of a slasher, so the bigs of the Celtics are very different. So when you come up against teams that have bigs that play in the middle, like you have an advantage outside, but if they're not shooting, then you're not taking advantage of that.
Do you think the Celtics need someone that is very good in the paint?
I mean, I wish they traded or tried to trade for Cousins before the trade deadline, because I think Sullinger is a very solid player. We need a big presence in the middle.
Yep.
And Sullinger's big in terms of, he can use his weight to get boards, but he's very undersized. We need someone who's tall, like Cousins. Tall, big, can rebound, can score in the post, can do it all at an all-star level.
Very physical too.
Very physical player.
And what do you think the Celtics' key to success is?
They have to stay a balanced team. I mean, there's times where Isaiah will come up the court, just take a 3, not even really get involved in the possession, not really working it around. They have to be a balanced team. Isaiah's got to get his, but Crowder's got to be on, Bradley's got to be shooting well. I mean, you need big contributions from all these players, because the Celtics team is different, I think, than any team in the league, because I don't really think many people on the Celtics would start in other teams. Because our team is basically just built around a lot of role players with good chemistry. So if one person is lacking, someone else has to be able to step up, and recently that just hasn't happened.
Well, I think that the Celtics' key to success is very true what you said, that's true. But I think they should go back to the old brand of Celtics basketball where they play defense, very tough and physical defense, get some stops, and after that, run the break.
And they have players to do that.
Yeah,
Crowder, Bradley, Smart.
I think that's how they get going, and that's when they can start shooting threes.
Mhm.
And passing team play, like you said. I've seen one highlight yesterday where Olynyk faked out a guy when he set a screen and he gave it to Amir Johnson and threw it down. They need something like that.
Yeah.
Passers. They're not a team that can outscore another team.
Yeah,
They can be a team that is tough and physical
yeah,
to win games. Like if they played against the Warriors or the Thunder in this case, they can't outscore them. No matter how hard they try, it's very hard outscoring Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook. Very hard outscoring.
Exactly.
They're dynamic scorers, whereas the Celtics, they don't have dynamic scorers. Maybe only Isaiah, but other teams have a couple. So they need to play that tough physical brand of basketball that they did
Exactly.
back in 2008, where they played defense and scored, and using that defense and scored to win games.
especially if they want to go far in the playoffs. You got teams like the Raptors and the Cavs, they have dynamic scorers like Lowry and DeRozan on the Raptors, Kyrie, Kevin Love, even LeBron on the Cavs. I mean, they're going to have to play just solid defense the rest of the year if they want any chance of going far.
And today, like you said, Raptors playing Pacers.
Mhm.
Transitioning to another topic. What do you think of that game? What do you think that game would be like?
I think the Raptors are an absolute complete team. I mean, I think that they could snatch the number one seed from the Cavs maybe later in the season if the Cavs start to slide. I liken the Raptors to the Hawks from last year, like a team that dominates the East in the regular season. I mean, I don't know necessarily if they're a good playoff team. They haven't really proved that, but they're a very, very solid team. Kyle Lowry is, I think, top 10 point guards no doubt in the league.
Kyle Lowry's really emerging as a top tier point guard in the league, whereas DeRozan becoming a really good scorer.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of people to chip in, like Valanciunas and Terrence Ross.
Mm-hmm.
They do a very good job to chip in to help the team out.
I'd definitely pick the Raptors over the Pacers in that one.
And Raptors, still a very young team, fresh legs. They can run the break. They can make threes. They can score. Pacers, what do you think of them? They're 16. Wait, 1 second. I believe they are 16 of 20. No, they are not. They are 36 and 31 this season.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you think they could improve? What's going on? Like 2 years ago, they were one of the top teams in the East, and they dropped. What do you think?
I mean, they've definitely dropped off. Like, Lance Stevenson left. He was solid for them when they would go up against the Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals, but Paul George is still solid. The other night against the Celtics, he had 25 points, I think.
Yeah.
Jordan Hill is a really good role player. I really like him for the Pacers.
Mm-hmm.
And the Pacers, they're a very balanced team for a team that has a superstar like Paul George. And I wouldn't be surprised if they climbed up in the standings, maybe grabbed 6th, 5th seed out of the East. But I think they're a very solid team. I think the Raptors are a more complete team than the Pacers.
Well, I think that Pacers need more people to play well, especially Monte Ellis. He's only averaging 15 points a game. Paul George is having 23. If Monte can put up about 20 a game, I think they would be fine. Because Monte is a very good scorer. He can shoot the ball. He can drive. Paul George just needs a little backup on the team. Looking at the starters, Miles Turner only 10 points a game. Ian Mahinmi 8.7, and George Hill 12.2. Paul George is the only one in that lineup that averages more than 15 points a game. So
they definitely need a scoring boost from someone.
yeah, they need a scoring boost because in the previous years they had a lot of scorers and a lot of people who can create their own shots, like you said, Lance Stevenson. But now they need more people to chip in. Same with a lot of teams, and just play good basketball. Go back to playing good defense like Paul George, known as a really good defensive player.
They were a very good defensive team against the Heat a few years
Yes.
back when they had Hibbert and Stevenson. So they got to get back to that.
All right, thank you for being here today.
No problem. Nice to be here.
This is Robinson's Roundtable. Robinson's round up signing out.
Woo!